Hello everyone, good morning. Today is 11th of January and welcome to the Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. So guys, in the today's video, we are going to discuss entire Hindu newspaper, all articles that are relevant for our examination. We'll see with the background and the way forward. Moreover, if you are new here, you can download the explainer notes of this entire session. The PDF is available on our Telegram channel. Link for Telegram channel has been given in description box in YouTube, or you can directly visit Telegram and can search there by typing Thinking Palette by Sahil. You will get the channel and from there you can download the explainer notes. Now, before starting, let's take the overview of entire newspaper so that we can understand that which articles are important in the today's newspaper. Okay, so here we have a Delhi edition of the Hindu newspaper. Find the first article, anti-government protest in Peru claim at least 17 lives. Now, basically guys, you don't need to go too much in detail in these particular kind of an articles because these are the law and order situation in these countries, not very much important for our examination. Now, coming to the side article, we want pay a farthing more, says Union Carbide. Okay, so what is the meaning of this farthing? So in Hindi we say a footy kaudi. Okay, so we say that I'll not give you even a penny. So farthing was a currency that was used in UK. So basically, what is this entire issue? First of all, guys, you might be knowing this thing that there was the Bhopal gas tragedy. Bhopal gas tragedy in which happened in 1984. Okay, so Bhopal gas tragedy which happened in 1984. Now here, because of the leakage of methyl isocyanate, because of the leakage of the methyl isocyanate gas, so many people died. Fine. Now, as this particular case was there was a settlement that was done and it was provided that the Union Carbide, which was a pesticide manufacturer, they will pay $470 million. $470 million settlement was agreed, fine, in 1989. Now government is saying that they need to pay more money. Government is asking that they need to pay more money. And Union Carbide has very clearly said that will not even pay you a single rupee. Whatever settlement has been agreed, that is done deal. Okay. Now here, this is something Supreme Court now is hearing this particular matter. And Supreme Court has said to the Union government, when deal or settlement has happened already in 1989, why you are reopening this particular matter? Okay, already there is a 50 crore rupees that you have, but you have not paid to people. So why you are asking more money? Okay, so this is something that has been provided. Now, are you required to go too much in this particular article? Strict no. Okay, now this particular is just a kind of a routine legal procedure that has erupted. Fine, so you are not required to go too much in that particular detail. Okay, so this is about this article, guys. Then further moving on, guys, by the help of this article, I just want to tell you this thing, that simply everything that has been published on first page is important. No, not the case. You need to just ask yourself a question, that whether on this particular line a question can be framed in exam. Okay, you will get the answer. Then after that, advertisements, city section. Now here, excluding civil servants from a state's realm negates autonomy. Now, though this is a city section regional issue, but this issue is talking on an important constitutional dimension. Okay, so we will take this particular article for examination. Then further moving on, after that, we see this thing that there is another acid attack case that has happened. Okay, salary backlog, fine, and then there are the regional political issues, etc., that has been there. Now moving on, guys, in this particular direction. Okay, fine. So here we see study sheds light on how black bugs survive challenges. So we will see this particular article with respect to the black bug, the ecological, environmental dimension. We'll see in this particular article. Then further moving on, Bengaluru Metro work sites accident. Fine, no need to go too much in detail in these particular articles. Coming to editorial section. Now the first article, lessons from Russia's Ukraine war. We'll see this editorial with respect to the exam, what substance it's containing. Then bad and ugly. So basically, guys, recently what has happened, if you have seen yesterday's newspaper analysis, we have seen this thing that governor of Tamil Nadu was making an address in assembly. He deliberately skipped certain parts of speech which mentioned the names of great leaders. Okay, moreover, Dravidian model of governance, that reference also governor missed. by this particular thing, chief minister and legislators were not happy, okay, and they asked the house that the speech that has been read by governor, it will not be accepted, rather the draft speech, the written speech that was issued to the people, to the legislators earlier, that will be accepted. Then governor walked out of assembly. Now this article is talking about giving the details of that particular thing, that how MK Stalin and Mr. N Ravi dispute is going on. Now you don't need to go too much in this particular article because that particular hairline details are being provided. But we need to understand this thing, that when we talk about the position of a governor, though governor is appointed by the president, but governor need not to act as behest of the center. Government need to ensure that cooperation with elected government should be there. Such kind of things need to be avoided. Okay, then moving on in this particular direction. Okay, so below article, the beginning of India's cultural renaissance. Now this particular article talks about the Kashi Tamil Samagam. We'll see this particular article, Kashi Tamil Sagama. Now the next article, guys, here we see this particular thing, that the riots that have happened in Brazil. Okay, now this is being compared with the USA's event of Capitol Hill attacks. Barking up the wrong tree. We'll see this particular article. This article is talking about the recent proposal of Election Commission of India to introduce remote EVMs. The race of Dalit vote in UP, not important article. This is a political article. Then below article, decriminalizing homosexuality but no same-sex marriages. We'll see briefly what the article is talking about. Then coming to text and context page, the stalemate between Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Now guys, listen very, very carefully. Basically what has happened, bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana happened in 2014, and since then there is a matter of division of assets and liabilities. So there are 245 institutions in Schedule 9. Okay, now see, basically the value is 1.42 lakh crore rupees. Okay, then in Schedule 9 there are other institutions which are whose value is 24,000 crore rupees. Okay, in Schedule 10 there are institutions whose value is 34,000 crore rupees. Then there are other 12 institutions whose value is 1759 crore rupees. Now you don't need to remember it. See, basically these assets are to be divided. Now there are the different interpretations as how the assets are to be divided between Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. In this particular capacity, guys, basically a committee was also constituted, Shila Bhide committee. Okay, now there are different interpretations, and this particular dispute, for example, section 53 of Reorganization Act, Schedule 9, Schedule 10. So basically those hairline details are given for examination. Please, I'll not suggest you to go and read this particular article, because these are, when we talk about, these are the procedural matters, and these procedural matters are there in almost every state. So we neither can't track it nor directly it holds relevancy with our exam. However, when we talk about the federal irritants, in federal irritants, there are multiple type of disputes between the different states. Sometime river water dispute, sometime boundary dispute is there. Is it clear or not? For example, on Kaveri, there is a river water dispute. On boundary, also there is a dispute between Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. Recently, Maharashtra dispute was there. Fine. Now, so in that particular line, this particular thing can be used just as an example. Beyond that, you are not required to follow just line by line this particular article. Okay. Then Reserve Bank of India's guideline for locker management. Okay, so if you have obtained a locker, now how these new locker rules that have come, they have been provided. Now again, not important for examination, guys. Okay, so how much rent is to be taken, how the treatment of locker, fine. Then moving on in this particular direction. So the union government sends out a message of unity and confluence. So this article will see, now this is actually an archive article. Archive article means that this article was published earlier, but this article is relevant because it's talking about explaining the difference between the word union government and central government. So this is important article. Guys, see, this is a very important and a skillful art that you should understand that which type of articles will make sense. Otherwise, reading newspaper will take 6 hours every day. Fine, we don't need to do that. Okay, we need to learn logically what's needed. Now, Defense Acquisition Council gives nod. Okay, briefly we'll see the article. Then further moving on, fine, Collegium sends out recommendation for appointment of 5 high courts. Now, so these are routine matters. Now, here, Constitution Bench to take up Section 6A of Citizenship Act. Now, this is an important article with respect to the citizenship related issues in polity. We'll take the article. Then further moving on, Indian diaspora is a unique force in the global system. So basically on 9th of January, Pravasi Bharatiya Divas was observed, which is observed on 9th of January to commemorate return of Gandhiji from South Africa to India. So basically President had said that Indian diaspora is a unique force. Okay. Then further moving on in this particular direction, guys, then political articles etc has been given. No need to go in these political articles, political commentaries. Joshimath resident oppose raising. Now we have seen already in previous days newspaper that Joshimath town is sinking. We have seen all those reasons that why that is happening. By the way, if you don't know, please I will suggest you go and see the yesterday's discussion. Then with the trade pact becoming a reality, Australian PM to visit India. We'll see, we'll understand ECTA, Ekta agreement between India and Australia that has been signed. And side article, conference to discuss relations between judiciary and legislature. So we see this particular thing that of All India Presiding Officers Conference will be held. We'll see this article. Then further moving on world page, Lula slams far-right terror as Brazil clears protest camp. So we see this particular thing that the supporters of the former president of Brazil, they have stormed the state institutions, and in this capacity, basically that issue is being discussed here. Fine. So President Lula has slammed the far-right groups. UK brings in legislation regulating labor strikes. Now, no need to go because it is an internal matter of UK on their labor issues. Okay, and then evolutionary details have been given. Business page, pre-poll budget unlikely to feature big reforms, rural spending to rise. So guys, now the budget will be announced in few weeks time. Before that thing, speculations are being made that okay, what will come in budget, what will not come in budget. Now it is being said that because next year, that is 2024, okay, next year 2024 elections are there, so big reforms will not be there. Okay, rural spending they will increase. But do we need to go in this speculation? No, because just in 3 weeks times budget will come, and then we'll see that what exactly has come in the budget. So those speculations after that will not make any sense. Okay, then after that we see this particular thing that corporate trends etc have been given. Okay, US inflation hit jewelry exports in December. Okay, so this is guys all about this particular thing. Now understand this thing, sugar exports this much lakh ton in this period. Okay, you don't need to go too much in detail that okay, in what month, how was the export data, because you will not be able to remember it for exam, and nor such hairline data are needed. PLI to offer more shops for IT hardware with IP designed in India. So basically guys, PLI stands for Production Linked Incentive Scheme. Under the production linked incentive scheme, incremental incentives are given for production, for manufacturing in India. Now, production linked incentive scheme will give more incentives for IT hardware and all such kind of things. So in this particular thing that governments are working in this particular direction. Okay, India is aiming to achieve in 5 years what most nations have did over decades. Fine. So for semiconductor, for IT hardware, PLI will offer more advantages, more incentives. Okay, so now the point is that do you need to go? If you read the first line, it says India will soon unveil a PLI scheme for IT service. So when the scheme will come, then we need to see. Right now they have announced that we will come with the scheme. So when they will come with scheme, we'll see what are the features, what are the prospects, what will be the challenges. Till then, no need to go too much in detail. Okay. Then guys, next we have the sports page. After this we have sports page. So this is guys all about the overview, and now let's discuss all the relevant articles one by one in detail. Okay, let's discuss the articles one by one. Now in every class guys, I give you a GS quotation. Now this GS quotation is important. This GS quotation could be important for complementing our answers in GS paper number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Today we are going to take quotation from Norman Cousins. Norman Cousins says, in a democracy, the individual enjoys not only the ultimate power, but carries ultimate responsibility. Ultimate responsibility towards other people. Responsibilities to ensure that your rights don't interfere with the right of other people. Responsibility to ensure that your fundamental duties you are fulfilling, even if they are not justiciable. So you have rights, that's true, but ultimate power is not the only thing. Responsibility will always be there in a democracy, and that responsibility is to be fulfilled. So we can use this particular quotation in answers related to GS paper number 2, GS paper number 4 and essay. Okay, so this is guys about the GS quotation for today. Now moving to first article. Okay, moving to first article. Okay, so the first article, guys, that we have taken is the union government sends out a message of unity and confluence. Now, this particular article, guys, will see with respect to GS paper number 2, GS paper number 2, issues related to Indian polity and constitution, polity and constitution. Okay, now let's discuss about this particular article. So now, guys, understand this particular thing, that we often use the word union government, as well as we use the word center government. Point is that often we think that both of these words are same, but are these words same, or is there any difference? So in this particular article, we are going to see that what's the difference between the word union government and center government. Why this particular article came? Because, guys, recently Tamil Nadu government had provided this particular thing, that in their official communication they will not use the word center government. Rather, in place of center government, they will use the word union government. So what's the meaning of this union government? What constitutional provisions are? Whether constitution recognize union government or center government? These things we are going to see in this particular article. Now, so what has happened? Tamil Nadu government clearly provided that they will suspend the use of term central government. Now, first of all, guys, if we read Constitution of India, throughout the Constitution of India, we don't find the word central government anywhere. Constitution Assembly, constitution makers never used the word center. They never use the word central government in any of article, in any of part, in any of the schedule. Rather, the word union and the states have been used. We have the words union and the state. Now, guys, understand this particular thing. India has been described as union where the executive powers of the union will be wielded by president. Okay, now this is an important question. Already it has been asked in the UPSC prelims examination, that in whose name the executive powers are entrusted. They are entrusted in name of president, not in the name of prime minister. But president will always be acting on aid and advice of the council of ministers, which will be headed by prime minister. Now, further, when we talk about the word central government, we have seen it is not mentioned in Constitution of India, but a question comes that from where this particular word central government comes. So there is General Clauses Act of 1897, and General Clauses Act of 1897 explains the meaning of central government. And according to this particular act, central government will mean president after the commencement of the constitution. So let's understand this thing. They say central government will mean president, Now, when we see Constitution of India, president can only act aid and advice of council of minister headed by prime minister. No decisions can be taken by president in his individual capacity. Just there are certain matters in which the president can act. For example, when any government is not able to have a clear majority after election, then president can choose that who is going to be the PM, and then he has to prove the confidence. Now, but all other matters, president will act on the base of aid and advice of council of minister and prime minister. So when we are saying that central government means president, indirectly it says central government means council of minister and prime minister. Largely, the word central government means executive. So basically, central government points out to centralization of power in hand of council of minister and prime minister. But constitution never envisaged that there should be any type of centralization of power. Because of this particular word, nowhere in the Constitution of India word central government has been used, because the expression central government shows centralization. So therefore, Constituent Assembly, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was the chairman of drafting committee, specifically used the word union. Now, he explained that why he have used the word union. He said that word union has been used to showcase to negative the right of secession of states by emphasizing that India shall be union of states. Now, understand this particular thing. Guys, we know this particular thing, that upon independence of India, nearly 560 princely states came together and India was formed. Now, we need to tell very clearly to the states that you don't have right to secede. You can't be separated from India. So, therefore, the word union was used, that this entire nation has been formed by bringing all the states together. A union has been formed and these states cannot go back. This union is indestructible. Okay, so Dr. Ambedkar said this particular thing, that union of states, fine, which means that the state and the union don't have any agreement. State have no right to secede. Though India is a federation. What is a federation? Basically, federation is a type of polity where the power will be shared by the center and the state. We are a federation because in 7th schedule of Indian Constitution, clearly 3 lists have been given: union list, state list and concurrent list. On state list, states can make their own laws. So, states have been given a specific power. So, yes, we are a federation. But this federation is not the result of an agreement between the center and state. There is no agreement. Simply, states will always be attached with the union. The union is indestructible. Okay, so the word union was used to showcase that we are a union which can never be destroyed. Nowhere the word center government was used because it shows the centralization of power. Now, Dr. Ambedkar also said this particular thing, that though we are using the word union where states cannot secede, but union is, okay, union is not a league of states, fine, united in a loose relationships. Relationships are very strong and they are very clearly defined. Moreover, both union and states are created by the constitution. Both derive their respective authority from constitution. It's not the case that union is supreme, states are not supreme. Both have their own place and both derive authority from constitution. Is it clear or not? So, basically, the constitution makers were very careful of not using the word center or central government because they don't want to centralize the power. So, this is the guys the difference between central and union government that has been prescribed in the article. So, I hope that you have understood. Okay, I hope that you have understood, and now we'll be moving on the next article. Okay, fine. Now, excluding civil servants from a state's realm negates autonomy. This particular article, guys, we'll see with respect to GS paper number 2, issues related to polity and constitution, okay, legislative and executive extent of union territory. Now, before going in this particular article, we'll take some background information which is very important for our examination. Now, basically, guys, when we talk about India, fine, we have followed federal setup. In which we have union government and we have state government. Now, union government has its own power mentioned under schedule number 7. State government also have its own power mentioned again under the 7th schedule, state list. Apart from union and state, there are union territories as well. Now, union territories are strategic territories which can be created for multiple reasons. For example, they can be created for strategic reason. For example, Andaman Nicobar. When we talk about them, these are the strategic union territories. Fine, they are the 2 extended arms of India in the Indian Ocean. Okay, they can be created for cultural reason. For example, Daman and Diu, Pondicherry. Okay, they can be created for some other administrative reasons. For example, we have Delhi. Now, when we talk about union territory, largely union territories are under the control of union government. For union territory, an administrator or lieutenant governor will be appointed by the union. So, union territories, their expenditures, their powers, their responsibilities are directly exercised by union, but there are certain union territories which have a legislature as well. Certain union territories which have legislature as well. And when we talk about the union territory of Delhi, union territory of Delhi has been given, special provisions under article number 239 AA. Article 239 AA. So union territory of Delhi is a special union territory. Okay. Now, first of all, Delhi NCR has been given legislative assembly, which can make laws on the subject mentioned in state list. They can make the laws on the subject mentioned in the state list. Is it clear or not? Now the point is that they can though they can make laws on the subjects mentioned into the state list, but within the state list there are 3 subjects on which they cannot make law. These 3 subjects are police, law and order, and land. Police, law and order, and land. Is it clear or not? On these 3 subjects, the parliament will be making a law. So the Delhi government is Delhi is a union territory, but though it has been given legislative assembly, but certain powers are not in the domain of union because strategic reasons have been given in this particular direction. Now, over the years, what has happened? There is a dispute that has emerged time and again between center government, union government, and Delhi government. The questions have been there as, first of all, the disputes have been there on multiple matters. For example, whether lieutenant governor who is appointed by union will be more supreme, or chief minister who is elected by elections will be more supreme. Chief minister and his council of ministers will be more supreme. Now, many number of times, the central government indirectly has provided this particular thing, that Delhi is still a union territory. And as Delhi is still a union territory, Lieutenant Governor of Delhi will have substantial power, and many matters or discretionary power of the Lieutenant Governor will extend even on the matters of day-to-day affairs. Is that clear or not? But Chief Minister and Council of Minister and the elected government of Delhi doesn't concurs with this particular thing. They say that LG should not interfere in day-to-day matters. Okay, on that they will be taking decision. This matter has reached to Supreme Court also in 2018. And NCT versus, in the NCT judgment, Supreme Court very clearly ruled this particular thing, that when we talk about the word government of Delhi, it will mean Chief Minister and Council of Ministers. In day-to-day matter, it was provided that LG should not interfere. It was cleared. Okay. But what happened later? There came dispute that what about bureaucrats? Okay. Who will, under whose executive authority bureaucrats, civil servants that are posted in Delhi will be coming? Will they be coming under center government, or will they be coming under the union government? Is it clear or not? Now, already we have seen this thing, that Constitution Bench in 2018 confirmed the discretionary power of Lieutenant Governor over the 3 entries, that is public order, police and land. Okay, police and land, these 3 powers, LG will be supreme. Why? Because these 3 subjects already, I have told you, are not in the domain of state, in the domain of the state government, Delhi government. They are already in the domain of the central government. So LG will be supreme on this particular matter, but other matters, the Delhi government can take the decision. Okay. Now, a point comes, what about civil servants? The civil servants will be under the control of LG, or the civil servants be controlled under the Chief Minister and Council of Minister. Under whose control the civil servants will be there? Okay, guys, I will again take 5 seconds and I want to make clear that there should be not any doubt. 3 subjects: police, land, police, law and order, and land. They are still under the control of union, and because they are under the control of union, LG will be supreme. Other matters, government of Delhi can take the decisions. But what about civil servants? Under whose control they will be? Now the matter is going in Supreme Court, Delhi government says this thing, that for implementation of any government policy, any government scheme, civil servants, bureaucrats are the most important linchpins. They are the most important personals. If they are not aligned with the state government, then implementation cannot happen. Implementation cannot happen. And it has been provided that excluding the civil servants from local government or state government will negate the autonomy, of the government, which was the very logic of federalism. Okay, now this matter reached to the Supreme Court. Okay, and what has happened? Supreme Court in 2019 has given, okay, 2019 has split opinion, means two judges. One judge said that civil servants will be under control of Delhi government. Other judge said that civil servants will be under the control of the union government. So therefore, now this particular matter has referred to the Constitution bench of Supreme Court, where 5 judge benches will hear this particular matter. Deliberately, there are the odd number of judges, so that again that split judgment doesn't comes. So now they are hearing this particular matter, and in this particular matter, submissions are being made by union government, Delhi government. Delhi government wants that Delhi government is paying salary to civil servants, so they should serve the Delhi government. But union government say that no, still Delhi is a UT, and the civil servants will be under the control of the union government. So as this particular matter will finally be resolved, we'll see and we'll go in more detail here. So guys, that is all about it. I hope that it has been it is clear, okay? And I have tried to give you the entire background that is associated with it, which is very, very important to make sense of this particular article. Now, next article. Constitution bench to take up section 6A of Citizenship Act for preliminary determination. Now, this particular article will see with respect to the GS paper number 2, fine, polity, GS paper number 2, polity, and within that citizenship. Okay, now let's discuss the article. But again guys, before going in this particular article, we'll take some background first, and this background is very, very important, because if this background is clear, then this article, just even if you read the heading, fine, you don't need to go in deep. So let's discuss background. Okay, so guys, what has happened, particularly from in 1960s, there is a lot of migration, lot of illegal migration that has happened from Bangladesh to India, particularly in India, Assam. Now, obviously, till 1971, there was no Bangladesh. Pakistan was divided in two parts, West Pakistan and East Pakistan. Now, basically in 1960s, East Pakistan, erstwhile Bangladesh, large number of migrants came to India. Why? Two very important reasons. Reason number one, Kaptai Dams construction. So basically, on Karnafuli River, just a minute, I'll write the name. On Karnafuli River, Kaptai Dam was constructed. And as this Kaptai Dam was constructed, many villages in that particular region, they got submerged. And people living there, they were not rehabilitated properly by the East Pakistan's government. And therefore, these people started to migrate in Assam. Okay, so large number of Bangladeshis people came to Assam. Second development, what happened? We know this particular thing, that in East Pakistan, as there was more population which were inclined towards Bengali culture, and many number of times we find this thing that West Pakistan government has committed atrocities on East Pakistan, Bangladesh. Even there were Razakars, they committed a lot of atrocities on the people in East Pakistan before 1971. And because of that particular thing, large number of people started to came in India, in Assam. Okay, over the period of time, Bangladeshi people's population in Assam, it increased. Their population increased. Now, as this will happen, what will happen? The people who were living in Assam, native people of Assam, they will become angry because of this migration. Okay, I will just minimize, I will just zoom in. so that we can use the same page. So what happened? Native people became angry with this particular thing. Now these people said that by this thing, number one, we will face cultural deprivation. We will face cultural deprivation. Our culture will become minority and the outsiders' culture will become dominant. Second thing they said that it will also lead to economic deprivation. It will also lead to economic deprivation. Outsiders that are coming, they will take away the employment opportunities. Is it clear? And thirdly, if outsiders will come, it will also lead to demographic dominance of outsiders. It will also lead to demographic dominance of outsiders. They will overpower us. So therefore, people started to protest, and the most important organization, the most potent organization in this particular line emerged as ASU, all Assam Student Union. So in 1979, all Assam Student Union protested that outsiders who have come, they should be sent back. Now this particular matter became very volatile, and what happened in 1985? In 1985, a tripartite agreement got signed between ASU, All Assam Student Union, Assam government, and between Union government. And this particular agreement came to be known as Assam Accord. This particular agreement came to be known as Assam Accord. Now, what was this Assam Accord? This Assam Accord provided three things. This Assam Accord provided three things. Number one, people who have came in Assam till 1966, people who came in Assam till 1966, they will be given citizenship on humanitarian grounds. Okay, they will be given citizenship on humanitarian grounds. Second, people who came in 1960, between 1966 to 71. Now, 71 Bangladesh got liberated. So 1966 to 71, they will also be given citizenship, but for 10 years, they will not be given right to vote. For 10 years, they will not be given right to vote, but citizenship will be given to them also. Then third, people who came after 1971, a minute, people who came post 1971, these people are to be deported. These people are to be deported. They are to be sent back to Bangladesh, okay, or from wherever they came. This was Assam Accord that was signed. Now, guys, if I ask you in a nutshell, we are giving citizenship to people who came till 1971. Yes or no? Yes or no? Please write in the comment box. So people who came in India till 1971, we are giving them citizenship. Okay. And to implement this particular provision, what happened? A new provision got added in the Citizenship Act of 1955. Section 6A. Section 6A. Why Section 6A got added in Citizenship Act? To execute Assam Accord. To execute Assam Accord, the Section 6A got added. Okay. Now, many people have challenged this Assam Accord. Why they have challenged the Assam Accord? Because, now, guys, all this particular background I have provided here you in the handout. Fine. You can read this particular handout and you will get the entire notes. Fine. Okay. Now, petitions are being filed on the Section 6A. They say this particular thing, that Section 6A is discriminatory and Section 6A is violating Article number 6 of the Indian Constitution. If you read the Constitution, Article number 5 to Article number 11 specifically talks about the citizenship related provision. Now, basically these provisions are giving the bare minimum provisions. They are simply telling that people who became citizen of India at the commencement of Constitution. And Article 6 provides that cutoff date for granting citizenship to immigrants is July 19, 1948. Okay, so immigrants who came to India, they can get citizenship, but only those immigrants can get the citizenship who came till 1948. But Section 6A, you have brought a new cutoff date, 1971. So this new cutoff date of 1971 is going against the cutoff date of 1948 that is provided in in Article number 6 of Constitution. So what is more supreme? What is more supreme? Is Article 6 more supreme, which puts date as 1948? If Article 6 is supreme, then Section 6A is wrong. If Section 6A is supreme, then what about this 1948 date? Moreover, we clearly know this particular thing, that Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Every other provision need to follow the line of Constitution. So what is more supreme? On this particular direction, many petitions have been filed in Supreme Court. Okay. Now, in 2015, in 2015, it was provided that a constitution bench of Supreme Court will hear this particular matter. But from 2015 till 2023, nothing has happened on this particular matter. In between, Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019 came, National Population Register was proposed, but this matter has not been heard. Yesterday, January 10, Supreme Court started hearing this particular matter. Okay, Supreme Court started hearing this particular matter, and now Constitution Bench has taken up Section 6A of Citizenship Act for preliminary determination. Now they will determine this particular thing. Now guys, the decision will not come just in 1 or 2 days. For a few months, the case will go on, the arguments, counter arguments will be heard, and then finally Supreme Court will give a judgment, some after 6 months, 1 year, that who is the Supreme, whether Section 6A, it can be valid or will it not be valid. Fine. So till that time this particular case will go on. But guys, you need to understand the background of this particular article. Now this thing will come multiple number of times, but if you know this particular background, fine, just heading if only you read, you don't need to go too much in detail. So that is all about it. Okay, now moving on. Okay, so guys, just one thing I want to share with you. If you have read newspaper very diligently for 6-7 months at least, diligently means every day you are reading it, after 6-7 months, for you, newspaper will not contain much of a new substance. Majority of articles, you will just say that, okay, I know this, okay, these 2 articles are there which are new. You only need to read that. Okay, so we say this thing that reading newspaper should not take more than 1 hour. Okay, it will only happen when we know these basic informations at the back of our mind. Okay, so this is the important thing. You should know this information, and after that, it's not even needed every day that you see the video. You can just open the newspaper and can do that. Okay, so dependency even on this video should not be there. Okay, moving on. Study sheds light on how black buck survive challenges. Now we'll see this particular article with respect to prelims examination, environment, ecology, diversity. Okay, now one thing I'm telling you guys, that in this particular article a lot more hairline detail has been provided. Is it clear or not? Okay, for example, just who have carried the study. Okay, researchers tracked animal on foot. They tracked animal on foot, then they tracked animal on vehicles, then they tracked animal from nearby, then they tracked animal from distance. Okay, these informations is not important for examination. However, some important crucial information that is missing, which is asked in prelims examination, I have added it separately from other sources as well. Now, so basically what has happened, a study has been conducted by IISc. A minute. Fine. So a study has been conducted by okay. So study has been conducted by IISc, that is Indian Institute of Sciences, and this particular study has provided certain answers as how black buck in India have fared in the face of natural and human induced threats. Okay, so before going in this study, obviously we need to know some basic prelim point fact. So number 1, when we talk about the black buck is an antelope. Okay, which is found right now only in Indian subcontinent. Therefore, this is a very important. And Salman Khan case of black buck is quite popular. So still, the black buck is a celebrity. It is a celebrity species. Okay. Now, black buck is found in Indian subcontinent. And when we talk about the black buck, male and female have a lot of differences in terms of their physical appearance. For example, male black bucks, they have corkscrew shaped horns. Okay, now what is cork? Okay, so on a bottle of champagne or a bottle of wine, there is this cork. So to open this cork, we need a kind of a screw, something like this. Okay, so they have horns which are the shape of a cork screw. Their color is also different. Male black bucks, they will have either black color of coat, body coat, or they will have a dark brown color of body fur or body coat. But females, they are fawn. Fawn means light colored. Okay, I'll show you this particular thing in picture also so that you can understand. So they don't look similar. Okay, so here in photograph, this is a male black buck. You see it is blackish and a dark brownish color of coat. But this is female. And if the female's coat you see, it is fawn color, light tan color. In terms of horns, the light tan color. In terms of horns, the male, they will have the horns something like this zigzag. Okay, Maggie like horns. Now female, okay, either they don't have horn, majority of the females, they don't have horns, but certain females can develop the horns. If they develop, they will be less developed compared to male horns. Okay, and they will not be that cork shaped as well as the males are having. Okay, so this is about it. Now when we talk about the black bucks, some more important aspects with respect to the black buck is that these black bucks are found in India in 3 clusters: northern cluster, southern cluster, northern clusters in the region of Rajasthan, Gujarat, southern clusters regions such as the Andhra Pradesh, and eastern clusters the region of Odisha. So they are found in 3 broad clusters: northern cluster, southern cluster, and eastern cluster. And widest population of black buck is found in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Odisha. Clear? Now, black buck is also very fast running animal. It is considered as the fastest animal after cheetah. Okay, second fastest animal on the world next to cheetah. Second thing, black buck is a diurnal antelope. Diurnal. Now, there are 2 types of animal: diurnal, nocturnal. Nocturnal are those animals which will be active on the night. Many of UPSC aspirants, you might be nocturnal people, fine, active in the night. Diurnal, active in day. Okay, so they are diurnal means they are active mainly during the day. Many state governments has declared black bucks as their state animal. Punjab, Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, they have declared black buck as state animal also. Okay, so these are basic details about the black buck. Please write it separately because not provided in article. Now, talking about black buck. So basically guys, when we talk about the black buck, we find this particular thing that the black bucks have seen geographical separation because of human habitation that have come between the clusters. For example, there are the desert regions of Rajasthan, let's say. Okay, certain parts of Gujarat are also covered, let's say. But then there are human population, densely populated human regions. Okay, so the black bucks in this particular region will stay isolated. Here there is population cluster, here there is population clusters. Okay, here on that side there is Pakistan, so they'll not go in Pakistan. Okay, fine, though they can go. Okay, but I believe that they are nationalist black bucks, they'll not go there. Okay, so they are trapped here. Then on Odisha side, they are further trapped. On the southern sides, they are trapped. Okay, so black buck populations, when we talk about, they are located in geographical separation, and it makes very difficult for them move from one place to other place. Now this IISc study has talked about evolution of black bucks. Now they provide this particular thing that they have studied their evolution, and by studying their DNA which was taken from their fecal samples, they found that they have found this particular thing that the black buck population, it's split in 2 parts. First, this black bucks population, it's split in 2 parts, 2 groups, northern group and southern group. And then the southern group got split in 2 parts. One stayed in south only and other went in East India. So from this particular way, today we got 3 groups of black bucks: northern, southern and eastern. So north, south, and then from south, east. Now it has been provided that when we study the DNA, when we carry the DNA analysis of black buck, we find this particular thing that male black bucks appear to be more dispersed than expected. Now what has happened? Male, they have spread in more wider ranges. Because of this particular thing, the genes of males, they have spread in a larger regions. Okay, but at the same time, female, they stay in particular native range only. Okay, so males are more spread out than female. This is the study that has been carried by IISc. A lot hairline details, technical details is not important, so we are not going in that particular direction. So this is about this particular thing, and now we'll move to next article. Okay, this is the article, conference to discuss relation between judiciary and legislature. Conference to discuss relations between judiciary and legislature. So we can use it with respect to GS paper number 2, examples of cooperative federalism. Examples of cooperative federalism. Okay, or for the cooperation between different wings of the state. Now, what is this conference? So basically, guys, now 83rd All India Presiding Officers Conference is going to be held. Now, this particular 83rd conference will be held, and it will be inaugurated by Vice President and Rajya Sabha Chairman Mr. Jagdeep Dhankad, and it will be chaired by Lok Sabha Speaker Mr. Om Birla. Now, All India Presiding Officers Conference is one where Lok Sabha's presiding office, okay, Parliament's presiding officers, state assemblies presiding officers, they come together and they discuss that how parliamentary assembly debates can be made more meaningful, how more constructive discussions can happen, disruptions which today have become a major thing, how they can be reduced. So, for these particular things, All India Presiding Officers Conference are carried, and for prelims examination, keep it in your mind that these conferences are headed by the Lok Sabha Speaker. Okay. Now, this conference will be particularly focusing upon India's leadership in G20, because now India has become the president of G20 for 2023. Relation between judiciary and legislature. Now, guys, see this thing, that these are the irritants which are there. For example, judiciary and legislature. If you following newspaper analysis regularly, we have seen that judiciary blamed government center that they are not clearing the names for the Supreme Court and High Court judges, though they have sent them a recommendation. And in turn, Union government said that judiciary is not ready to bring reforms. They are recommending name by collegium, but collegium has been criticized of nepotism and favoritism. We need reform in a judicial appointment process. Judiciary is not facilitating those reforms. Okay, but judiciary says that Union government is not clearing the name. So this dispute was there. So how to improve relation between judiciary and legislature? How effective functioning of parliament can be brought? So walkouts are there, ruckus are there, disruptions are there, parliamentary debates are not concluded in a logical manner. Assemblies also same kind of show-offs are going on. So how to improve their functioning? Now this particular conference will also be focused as how parliament and legislature can be make more effective and more accountable. Okay, so time waste, okay, disruptions, etc. that is there, how they can be made more effective. Right? So all these particular things will be discussed. Moreover, there will also be discussion on that how all the legislatures of a country, parliament, state legislative assembly, can be brought on a digital Sansad platform. Now, digital Sansad platform can be seen as an example of effective e-governance initiative. Okay, so this digital Sansad platform will be a platform where all these assemblies will come together and will discuss common areas of concern. Knowledge transfer, information transfer can happen on this digital Sansad platform. So on that also the discussion will be carried, and further it will also ensure that how easy exchange of information, innovations, okay, can happen. Okay, how the communication between legislators need to be improved. So these are some very important matters that should be discussed, and all these particular matters will be taken up here in this presiding officers conference that is going to be held. Now these particular things, guys, can be used as an example, because we see this particular thing that many number of times there are the federal irritants. Between state and parliament there are the disputes. Between different wings of the government, for example legislative, executive and judiciary, there are disputes. These disputes can be resolved, it can be discussed in such kind of forums such as All India Presiding Officers Forum. Okay, interstate council, state related matters can be discussed under Niti Aayog, they can be discussed. So when you are giving such suggestions that how to increase the cooperation between union and state and between the different wings of the union government, we can give these a kind of a references, and the 83rd conference can also be mentioned here. So that is all guys about this particular article. And now moving on to the next article. Okay, so guys, this is the editorial article that we are going to take. The editorial reads, "The beginning of India's cultural renaissance," and the article has been written by the Mr. Piyush Goyal, who is Minister of Commerce and Industry. Okay, now let's discuss about the article. First of all, this particular article will see with respect to GS paper number 1, Art and Culture. GS paper number 1, Art and Culture. Okay, now before going on this particular article, guys, let me tell you that what this particular article is actually discussing about. Now, this particular article is talking about the Kashi Tamil Samagam. Kashi Tamil Samagam. Now, what is this Kashi Tamil Samagam? So, under Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat, Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat is a program under which student transfers, okay, will be there. Student transfers will be there, okay, from one state to another state, so that they can know each other's culture. So under Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat, recently Kashi Tamil Samagam was taken up. In this Kashi Tamil Samagam, it was provided that teachers, students, okay, and many other public spirited individuals from Kashi, that is from Varanasi in UP, they will travel to Tamil Nadu, Chennai, and likewise people from, okay guys, is my voice coming? I think there is a power cut that has happened. Okay, so this is unique. I don't know what to do here. Fine. Okay guys, let me check on as what we can do. Okay guys, so voice is audible but video is now how to okay guys, just give me 1-2 minute time. Okay, give me 1-2 minute time. We'll try to do something that has happened, and because of this power cut all the lights are switched off. Fine, so therefore you might not be able to see me. Okay, so basically let me tell you what is this Kashi Tamil Samagam. So Kashi Tamil Samagam is a program that has been started under Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat initiative, and under this Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat initiative, okay, okay, so under this Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat initiative, fine, Kashi Tamil Samagam, here students will be exchanged between Tamil Nadu and Kashi. Okay, they will try to learn each other's culture. So this particular article is majorly talking about that particular thing only, that how this Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat, how this Kashi Tamil Samagam is actually increasing the cultural ties between the North and South India. Okay, so it is discussing on that particular dimension. Now guys, further as we talk about it, if you can open your that PDF that I have given you, you'll be able to get this particular idea more effectively. Okay, so if you open your PDF. So the article is majorly talking about this thing, that Indian traditions now are intermingling because of Kashi Tamil Samagam. North India and South India are intermingling with each other. Now we talk about making India as a developed nation by 2047. And when we talk about India, and when we talk about making India as a developed nation by 2047, in this particular direction, economic ties, cultural ties between people of North and South are going to play a very important role. Now, you see this particular thing, Kashi and Tamil, fine, Chennai, they have certain expertise in handicrafts. For example, Kanchipuram sari is popular in South and Banarasi sari is popular in the North. So, artisans, craftsmen from North and South, what they can do, both can share their knowledge, both can share their expertise on this particular matter. So on arts, music, craftsmanship, philosophy, these particular knowledges can be shared. So therefore Kashi Tamil Samagam is going to bring a kind of an effective collaboration. Fine. Okay guys,